I went from a shallow wingman for a joint I ain't even want a bag to an opportunistic boy happy to stumble into some new yams. But I bet you don't have a worst possible way to find out your new jump off as a kid. Trasterpiece Theater, The Surprise Family Affair. The year was Y2K. Carl Thomas had us all in our fields. Joe was still trying to bag someone else's girl, and Donnell Jones wrote the most remarkable boy bop, keeping his girl on the sideline while his peen all over the city. I was still in college rocking straight backs and way too much confidence. Me and the homies were all singling on straight thought mode, handing out the peen to Johns like bourbon chicken food court samples. The problem with going to a small school is everyone knows everyone else's business. So we started venturing off campus to bag. At my bougie ass school, it was taboo for students to holler at women who lived in or around the town, but I was with the shits. Fine was fine regardless of address. My homies started calling me Townie Tim. Bagging Johns off campus was always interesting. There weren't a plethora of sisters in the area, but you could always tell the white chicks in Central PA who liked black men because they all had the I'm down with the brown haircut. Not to be confused with the can I speak to your manager Karen cut. So one day me and the homie went to Blockbuster and came upon two sisters. One was bad, tall, thick, and pretty. The other one was just medium, like medium all around, looks, body, attitude, just wild meh. She was like meh and medium if you will. The homie ended up getting at the baddie and I ended up being perpetual wingman for Mary J. Blige. We'd go over to Baddie's crib and the homie and her would be upstairs getting it in while me and Mavis Beacon stayed downstairs and played Nintendo 64. And it was cool because she was actually super dope. And had I not been a superficial douche fountain, I would have seen that from the rip. We got really tight over mad games of Mario Kart. So this one night me and the squad are throwing a party in our dorm. It was lit. And after it was over, I hopped on AOL.
Welcome, you've got mail.
Soon as I signed on, Mary Tyler Moore sent me an IM like, what you doing up? I told her we had just had a party and I was still restless. She hit back like, don't you think it's time we fucked?
Wait, what did you say?
When did you get so bold? She responded, there's a lot about me you don't know because there's a lot about me you don't ask. And she was right. The only thing I really knew about her was that I used to smoke her in Mario Kart. While I was having a moment of trash self-reflection, she sent another IM asking if I wanted to come over. Back then I had this little piece of shit Pontiac Grand Prix named Jada that had a trash-ass transmission. I had to let the car warm up for like 5 minutes whenever I got in before the damn trans would slip into gear. So after waiting the obligatory time, I drove to her house. She lived super close to campus. Like so close, it took longer to warm up the damn transmission than it did to drive there. I got to the door and she was naked as fuck, like standing in the doorway in all her medium glory. So we sit on the couch and she naked and the TV is on and she makes small talk for a second, which was odd because she was naked, and then boom, she like attacked me. Melissa McCarthy went full beast mode. She was exercising all her medium demons on me. She was putting it down for all the medium Johns out in the world. She went from Meredith Baxter to Megan Thee Stallion. It was like she had the strength of all the medium ancestors pushing her. Like the goddess of all medium Johns, Athenium, was giving her stamina. I was a prideful young thought trash nigga back then who didn't want to be sacrificed to the medium god, so I picked Miranda Cosgrove up and held her up in the air. Except, that didn't work either. All that did was make her go harder. The medium John underworld goddess Persephone held her up and gave her strength. So now we're loud and we're switching positions. Both of us are being boosted by our respected gods. We're both the pride of our tribes. She's trying to slay the big fuckboy dragon for all the mediums, and I'm going all in for the Donnell disciples. And then I turn the tide. Then I gain control, and then I got a leg cramp. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to hydrate and eat a banana before I come over here next time. I started flexing my leg while keeping stride and the cramp went away. And then it came back. But I wasn't gonna tap out over no damn leg cramp. I kept my eyes locked on her, and in my mind I started trying to diagnose the cramp. It didn't feel like the typical Charlie horse. It was a type of cramp I had never had before. It wasn't painful at all, just really awkward. My goofy ass thought it may have been the medium gods trying to cheat for her. But I kept going, trying not to ruin the rhythm. So now I'm like, fuck this. You got long arms. Try to massage the cramp out while not breaking rhythm. She ain't gonna know. I reached down to my leg where the cramp was and felt a tiny little hand. I immediately stopped, looked down to see a little kid no older than 4 grabbing my leg with tears streaming down his face. What you doing to my mama? I panic. Messy Gray panics. The kid panics. We some panicking ass niggas. She grabs him and runs down the hall. I put my clothes on and run out the door. We some running ass niggas. I get in the car, stuck for a few seconds, mortified, knowing that the mystery cramp was actually a child tugging my leg. I start the car, and by the grace of Donnell, the transmission immediately shifted. Apparently, Jada knew what happened and wanted no parts of that cringy shit either. The trash gods shined down upon me, and I caught every light going back down High Street headed back to campus. And that was it. She unfriended me on AOL and we never played Mario Kart together again. Neither of us could face each other after that. Fast forward like 10 years, I'm at the dopest yearly festival in Philly, Odunde. I'm walking through the crowd and I see tall, thick, pretty baddie from Carlisle. I walk up on her and she, without looking at me, said, "No nigga, I don't want to talk to you." So I laughed and jokingly said, "Well, take your ass back to Carlisle." She looked up to see it was me, smiled and gave me a big hug. We chopped it up for a minute, then she brought up the incident. I must have given her an awkward look because she busted out laughing. Just as I was about to ask her how Melissa Joan Hart was, I saw her. We locked eyes. It was hella weird. An entire decade later and we were still embarrassed. She walked one way, I said bye to the tall baddie and walked in the other direction. I haven't seen either of them since. I do know 2 things from that experience though. 1, my young arrogant ass never slept on the mediums again. I got humbled that night and I deserved it. I love me a good medium now. 2, somewhere out there right now, there's a young man in his early 20s who wants to duff me on sight. And I'm ready, little nigga, pull up. Sucks to suck. I'm lying. My bad, little homie. Please forgive me. Thank you for watching Trash to Peace Theater. I hope you enjoyed this, Jawn. If you're new, go catch some of the older episodes. If you want to support the channel, you can join the Patreon, drop $1 or 10 into the Cashapp, or just hit the like button and leave a comment. All of the above helps.
Never fall again. Never love promise.